Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, both Bitcoin and Ethereum are sitting on the edge of a possible breakout. And if that happens, that could reverse the entire direction for this short-term trend, which we need to pay attention to. More on that later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off on the 12-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now, if we're looking at our Fibonacci levels here on the linear scale, the golden pocket is still sitting in between 20.3K and 20.5K. So we need to see a confirmed break above 20.5K in order to potentially start flipping more bullish again in the short term. And while the price of Bitcoin is below 20.5K, this is still acting as resistance, which means we are not in the clear just yet, because obviously, if we're below resistance in a downtrend, while the price action is in a lower high, lower low price structure, then technically this is still bearish. We haven't actually confirmed a bullish trend, but obviously if we break some of these key levels like 20.5K, then that could signal a trend reversal. And in case you're new to this channel, the full technical price target for this previous rising wedge pattern that I've been covering for the past few weeks is coming into play at the bottom of the wedge, which is sitting at just above 19,000. And obviously the price of Bitcoin has gotten just within a couple $100 of that full technical price target for that rising wedge pattern. So obviously, if you took that trade, you've done very well so far. But what we're seeing at the moment, if we're zooming into the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, is the opposite to a rising wedge, which is of course a falling wedge pattern. And unlike a rising wedge pattern being a bearish pattern, this is of course a bullish pattern. But I want to make it clear that the upside price targets for this pattern do not come into play until we see a confirmed break above this line of resistance, which is sitting at around 20.4K approximately. So basically, if we start breaking above that $20,500 level, which is where the top of the golden pocket is coming into play on the linear chart, then that would be our first strong signal on the chart of a possible bullish reversal. And in that scenario, if the price of Bitcoin breaks above 20,500 with confirmation, such as a daily candle close, for example, would be great. And if that happens, then the first technical price target that I'll be looking towards for this falling wedge pattern would be coming into play at around $23,000 per Bitcoin approximately, which from the point of the breakout to that technical price target would be around a 12% gain to the upside. And what is really interesting about that $23,000 price target to the upside is if we bring out our Fibonacci levels of resistance, that is almost exactly where the golden pocket level of resistance is coming into play at, once again, around $23,000 per Bitcoin. And not only that, we have a lot of previous support on the chart around that sort of price level. And generally speaking, when we break below previous support, this acts as new resistance. So once again, 23,000 would be where I'll be targeting next if we see a confirmed break above 20,500 first. And other than that $23,000 price target, we do have another level of resistance between now and then. Obviously, if we first experience a breakout above 20,500, we should have some resistance around this 38.2% Fibonacci level of resistance, which is coming into play at around 21.7K. And we do have previous resistance back here on the chart at that same price level as well, which is giving us confluence around that price. So just quickly recapping, if we first see a confirmed break above 20.5K, then I'll be looking towards around 21.7K as our next important resistance level. But technically, the first price target to the upside, if we break through that 21.7K level of resistance, would be coming to play at around 23,000. And anything above that level of resistance, and I'll be looking towards the full technical price target for this falling wedge pattern, which is sitting towards the top of the wedge at around 25,000. And something else here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart that could help assist the price of Bitcoin with this possible breakout to the upside is this bullish divergence here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, because obviously we have higher lows in the RSI, but lower lows in the price action. And this just means that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, which usually plays out as either sideways price action or more of a bullish reversal. But while the price of Bitcoin has not yet confirmed a break out of this falling wedge pattern, which means these price targets are currently not in play, we still have an active bearish pattern on the chart currently playing out here on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, which is this bear flag pattern, because technically we have already broken to the downside, but we haven't yet hit the price target. And also we haven't actually invalidated this pattern by breaking above this level right here, sitting at around 21,000. So for the time being, this is still something important to pay attention to, unless of course we see a breakout on a larger time frame, which would overall a smaller time frame. And technically speaking, the full price target for this bear flag pattern is sitting at around 18,000, but keep in mind between the current price and that full technical price target, we have other levels of support like this level just above 19,000, for example. And once again, so far the price of Bitcoin has gotten within just a couple $100 of that support level right there. And if we're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, we're potentially seeing a breakout to the upside right here above this descending line of resistance, but currently we don't have a lot of confirmation as of right now. So ideally, in order to confirm this breakout in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, we would need to see a little bit more green price action, and we also need to see some 4-hour candle closes after that green price action to cement the RSI in place, because by default the RSI goes off candle closes. And if we do see some more confirmation for the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI breaking above this descending line of resistance, then that will just be another bullish confirmation signal in the short term for the price of Bitcoin. And taking a look at the Bitcoin order books across all of these exchanges, right now we have a lot more buy orders to the downside in the order books than sell orders to the upside in the Bitcoin order books across these exchanges once again, which basically means, at least as of right now, the bulls are currently stronger than the bears in the shorter term, because there's simply more demand in these order books to buy Bitcoin at these lower prices than there is to sell Bitcoin at these slightly higher prices. And in case you can't see these small numbers right here, these prices are coming into play a couple $1,000s either side of the current Bitcoin price. So these buy orders go down towards the $18,000 range, and these sell orders are visible up towards the $22,000 range. And the majority of the buy orders are coming into play at roughly around $20,000 per Bitcoin, which means there's currently a lot of demand wanting to buy up Bitcoin at around 20,000. And just giving you a really quick update on the funding rates for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also you can see all of these other coins here as well across multiple different exchanges. And since yesterday, overall, the funding rates have moved slightly towards the positive, but the majority of them are still sitting in negative territory. And you can think of this as potential buying pressure that is currently stored waiting to hit the markets. And so overall, while the majority of these funding rates are still negative, this is technically more of a bullish signal than a bearish signal for Bitcoin or any of these other coins. And if you're new to this channel and you have no idea what any of this means, check out my last video on this channel, because in that video, I explained a little bit more in detail about what all of this means for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and these other coins as well. But anyway, speaking of Ethereum, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the 8-hour Ethereum chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Ethereum is currently trading slightly above this line of resistance, but we don't have a proper confirmed breakout as of right now, because once again, we need to see candle closes, and not just 5-minute candles, but for example, an 8-hour candle would be great to see. But ideally, if we could see a daily candle close above around 1.6k for Ethereum, then that would help confirm this breakout to the upside, which would essentially help confirm a bullish reversal from this bearish trend into another bullish trend. And like the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, we also have a bullish divergence here for Ethereum on the 8-hour chart, with the RSI in higher lows while the price action has formed lower lows. And once again, this means that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum as the sellers are running out of steam. And if we do see a significant candle close above 1.6k, then the first price target to the upside that I'll be looking at for Ethereum would be coming into play at around 1.9k, which from the point of the breakout to that technical price target would be around a 19 to 20% gain in the price of Ethereum. But even if we confirm this breakout to the upside and activate this first technical price target, we'd still have some other levels of resistance to pay attention to. For example, this 38.2% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at roughly around 1630. And above that, we have this 50% retracement level, which is also coming into play at this previous high, which is sitting at around 1700, which could act as a bit of short-term resistance. And above that, we have the golden pocket, which is sitting at around 1770 to around 1800. And not only do we have the golden pocket sitting just underneath 1800, we also have previous resistance confirmed on the chart at around that same sort of price level. And then beyond that golden pocket level of resistance, I'll be looking towards that price target sitting at around 1900, and anything above that level, and I'll be looking towards the full technical price target for this falling wedge pattern, which would be coming into play at the top of the wedge, sitting at around $2,000 per Ethereum. And for those of you wondering about this previous head and shoulders pattern here on the 6-hour Ethereum chart, even though it broke to the downside successfully, technically speaking, here on the 6-hour Ethereum chart, this pattern has now been invalidated because the price of Ethereum has confirmed a breakback above the neckline. And as always, that is the point of invalidation, which means if the price breaks above the neckline again, then that simply invalidates the price target for this pattern. So the price target is obviously no longer in play for this pattern right here. And of course, the invalidation of this bearish pattern could be taken as a bullish signal in the short term, as the price of Ethereum on this slightly larger time frame, the 8-hour charts, has technically formed a bullish pattern and is potentially breaking out right now, but currently it is still lacking confirmation once again. But whether or not the price is dumping, pumping, or just chopping around sideways, either way you can make money in crypto if you watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left of your screen, it shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left of your screen, it shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.